I think a lot of people agree with me, but I think some of the reason why it is dying is because it has not had an original update, like a truly original update, a truly game-breaking update since, in my opinion, Tilted Towers came out, because that was the first time they actually changed the map. They added a lot of things, and they actually changed the game a lot. Since then, I don't think this game has been what it was before. I mean, it's not even as interesting in the game as all. The reason why this game was so popular in the beginning was because it was a brand new experience, because a battle royale had never been successfully done before. But Fortnite was one of the first few, was the first group, Epic Games, if you want to, talking by the company, who has done this correctly. No other game had done a free game correctly and a battle royale game correctly, so it was the perfect storm. And they're adding perfect updates, they're adding new updates, they're adding good updates, and ever since then, the game hasn't been as good, and there's a lot of reasons for that. And because this game thrived on in the beginning as a new game, as every single experience you had was different, because there would always be different guns, there would always be different everything, and they were changing the game consistently enough so that that would happen. But ever since this game has come out, they haven't been releasing as good update and as many updates. And about the only thing they seem to care about anymore is cosmetics, and these cosmetics are ruining the game, because that's the way this game gets all of its revenue now, is through its cosmetics. So it's made them, whoops, I messed up there, that was a bit embarrassing. They have messed up so many times. I mean, it's messed them up so much, because the only way that they're able to earn money is through their microtransaction, or their skins, or the emotes, or the battle pass, and it's kind of insane now. And because this game thrives on the fact that every game should be different, this game has been out for so long, they haven't added any truly anything that has completely changed the way that this game is run. It's made the game so much worse, because, I mean, none of the updates are original as they were before. And because they used to add a lot to the game, they used to change the game a lot, and now whenever they add things, they either lower the skill cap of the game, where it's easier to use a weapon or an equipment, so it's easier to kill higher skill players, or they add something where it doesn't even really do anything, or it takes out something that the community liked, such as for me was the tactical SMG, which was my favorite gun, but they took it out for basically no reason, because they added other guns that completely eliminated the reason to use that gun. And every single game seems to be similar now, because this game has been out for such a long time. I mean, every game that I play now, it feels like the exact same as the game I played before, because I've played this game so much, and many people have played this game so much, because it's a free game, and it is out on every single console you can imagine. It's on phone, Android, Mac, PC, Xbox, PS4, Nintendo Switch, every system that you have, you can play with a friend on it, and you can connect, and you can talk to them. And every game has just become similar now, and it's not as fun as it used to be, so it's dying, because for the average player like me, who's not a competitive player, they're just getting bored by it, because if they put the time in it to get good at this game, it's just ruined by people who aren't that good at this game, but they have something like dynamite where they just throw it at you, and you can't do anything about it. They don't actually have skill, they just know how to throw something somewhere. And it's a bit frustrating for us, but for the competitive players, this game is still very much alive, and that is the one reason why this game is mostly still alive, because out of every single game out right now, it has the best competitive scene. Because with most games you have to have a lot of funding. I mean, Fortnite does have a lot of funding, but they need to have a lot. Like Rainbow Six Siege, they need to have so much just to be able to play online, but Fortnite, they don't have that. They don't really need to do that much to keep the competitive scene thriving in this game, and that's because of how the game is. I mean, there's no reason to really explain it. It doesn't need to be explained, because just how Fortnite is, how it's a battle royale, it's an amazing way for a game to be, it's an amazing way for a game to be competitive. And that's the reason why it's still alive, because it has the best professional scene out of any game out right now. I mean, it is insane how good the competitive scene is for this game alone. No other game can compare to it in this game. That's why this game is growing, is because of how good the competitive scene is for it, and that's why it will continue to grow, because it's so easy for a new player to come and be able to show how good they are at competitive, and they don't really need as much as you would for something like Call of Duty. You can just start it, and you can just start practicing at this game, and you can become a competitive player very easily. And another reason why is because this is the first game in history that has had, it's a free game, it is on every single console, and not only consoles, it's on PC, it's on Nintendo Switch, like I said earlier, it's on just anything you can imagine, and you can play it. There's no, you can play it on your phone, you can literally play it on anything. This is the insane part, literally anything you can think of that you have to have almost nothing to play it. If you have even just an Android phone, crappy little Android phone, you can play this game. You have an iPhone, you can play with your friends. You have a PS4, you can play with your friends. You have an Xbox One, you can play with your friend, Nintendo Switch, and you can play across every console. You can't play with just one console, you can play with every single other console. And that is the best part, is because no matter, whoa, good lord, no matter what console you're playing on, you can play with your friends, and this is the first game to ever do that in the history of video games. They've had cross-platform play before, but they've never had it between every single console, and you can speak to your friends. So it's connected players like no other game has in this world, which is an absolutely insane thing. So for the average player who wants to play with his friend who has an Xbox, it is the easiest thing in the world now, opposed to it being the hardest thing in the world, because you couldn't do it before, but now you can. And you can play with your friend on PS4, PC, iPhone, and an Android. You could play it with all those four together. They may not all be very good, but it's a way for you to connect with each other, and that's probably what this game is bringing the most now, is it allows you to connect with your friends through video games, which you used to not be able to do. And now you can do that, and that is the best part, the best thing that Fortnite has given. That Fortnite has given the community and the gaming community, and is the reason why the game is still alive. And that in the competitive scene, because it's so intriguing for newly competitive players, because they can just come in and they can try their luck, and it's not as difficult as it used to be. And that's why it's such a good idea, and that's why it works so well. It's because it's so easy. I'm not saying it's easy to become a professional player, but the process of being good at the game and actually, wow, that was a good headshot. Sorry to pat myself on the back, but that was, my goodness. But you can just, it's so easy now to become a professional player if you're good at it, opposed to Call of Duty, where you have to get noticed first, but now you are your own team member, essentially. You do all of the work yourself. You put yourself out there, you stream. You don't have to have other people promote you, because other people are looking for that, seeing you being able to be good at the game. And now to go overall, I think that Fortnite is a dying game, because for people like me, I lost interest in the game because, it's so easy for some people to kill you, and they don't even have to be that good at the game. They could just have a dynamite and throw it at you, and then they win. That's all they need, is they need a dynamite, they need a boombox, they need just the stupidest things to be able to kill you, and they have just been lowering the skill cap so more and more people will play it, and they're not focusing on the competitive scene, because I've heard many streamers say they're very frustrated with the state of this game, because it's so easy now for so many people. That guy's in a bush. And they still have things like the bush, which just don't even make sense. Why do you still have a bush? Oh no. It just doesn't make sense like it used to. It used to be such a good game, and but overall, I think it's a dying game. I think that very soon we could see the end, the true end of Fortnite. It's going to be alive for a very long time, because it's done things that no other game has been able to do. It's been able to connect people through ways that no other game has ever done before. It's crazy what this game has been able to do. Sorry, I'm focusing right now. I'm trying to kill this guy. But it's just crazy how much this game has been able to do. No other game can even comprehend the kind of, the way that it can connect people, because no other game has ever done that, especially a free game. No free game ever. I honestly think that 2018, 2017, Fortnite will be the biggest part, if not for Donald Trump. He will, Fortnite, because it's insane. It's a free game where you can get connected every single way, and 9 times out of 10, somebody has heard of Fortnite because it is the most popular game by far. It is insane. I can't even fathom, I can't even, it's hard to put into words how impressive it is, because no other game has been able to do that before. Being able to connect players in every single way possible. Being able to do it like that. No game can even come close to the, oh my gosh, wow, that guy came behind me. But I think it's a dying game, especially for the average players. If you want to play with your friends, yeah, this is a good game. But if you want something new and if you want this game to be fun, no, this game is not for you because you die in stupid ways. I don't think it's enjoyable as much as it used to be. If you want to mess around with your friends, yeah, I think this game's really fun. But if you want to have fun and you want to win, no, this game's not for you anymore because it's too hard because they lower the skill cap with every new gun that they add. The boogie bomb, it's so easy to get kills with because all you need to do is be able to throw it and shoot a shotgun and just aim your reticle at somebody. With the boombox, you just throw it near somebody, and then they're completely flustered because they have no weapons or they have no building anymore, and they have to completely resort to their building or their weapon choice, and it can completely surprise people. There's so many things that have just made this game so easy to kill people, like the planes, even like the quad crusher or whatever the heck it's called, the stupid four-wheeler. I mean, there's just so many ways that you can kill people now. There's so many ways that you can. I mean, the storm isn't even relevant in this game anymore. I don't know who dies by the storm, but if you do, you're not very good at this game because it is so easy not to die by it now. I mean, there's so many things. There's zip line. You can just you can just go on your glider and get there. They've made like the biggest part of this game completely irrelevant now. That was the main killer, and when this game first came out was the storm, and now it's nothing. Now you are it doesn't even matter. It's not even a part of this game anymore, and it's just a bit sad. So for the average player, this game is dying, but for the competitive scene, I mean, this game will thrive because of it having the best competitive scene of any single game out there. No game is able to compete with Fortnite's competitive scene. I mean, and they never will be able to because it's too hard to do it because of how this game is run, and especially since this game has been the most popular with the way that they run things, then it's never going to happen. No game is going to be popular, more competitive than it, and having a good competitive scene allows you to be a popular game. And yeah, that's about it. I think that I'm not a fan of this game, obviously, after you guys hearing this. I think that it should be a game that's not alive anymore because I think the updates are boring, and I think they ruin the game now, and I think Fortnite is not listening to the community as much as they used to anymore, and they try to show that they are, but they're not. It's too easy of a game now for players, for low skill players, and I understand wanting new players to come in, but it's just not as good as it used to be. It used to be much better. It used to require a lot of skill to be good at this game, and now it requires barely any. I mean, look at that guy. Like, it's insane. It's insane how easy this game is now. I mean, I can't overemphasize that too, but this game is still a growing game because it has, I can't think of it, you're able to play it with any of your friends on any console, on anything. You're able to do it whenever you want, however long you want, and you can play basically Minecraft creative mode. You can do what you want now. I mean, look at this boombox right here. This guy, all this stuff is starting to annoy us because there's people on it. We just bust it all down. Like, that is so stupid. It is such a dumb idea for them to put that in because it lowers the skill gap. I mean, it just makes it easier for people to be able to be able to kill you when you're building. It's stupid. Like, why wouldn't we should know when it's going to happen instead of it instantly just destroying us? And that's about it. I'm getting a bit frustrated at this game because of how good it used to be and how bad it is now. Because this used to be one of my favorite games of all time, and now it's one of the worst games of all time in my opinion. And they just need to stop lowering the skill gap for players. And if they could fix that, oh, what are you doing up there, bro? That was mean. He just shot me up there. I didn't even know he was up there. And yeah, that's it. I think overall this game is dying for the average player. I think for the competitive player, it's staying. And I think for the players who just want to have a fun time and mess around and play with their friends from Xbox, PC, and any console or any gaming platform, even if that's your phone, if you just want to play with your friends, yeah, it's a good game. But if you just want to win and you actually want to kind of try, but you don't want to be competitive at this game, no, this game's not for you anymore. And that's it. Thanks for watching. And I'm going to be streaming more often now, and so look forward to that. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.